Hello, my name is Larry Burkholder, Training Manager, Digger Specialties, manufacturer of the Continuous Handrail System. We're going to walk through an International Residential Code or a residential installation. Behind me, already installed on this set, is for International Builders Code or commercial installation. On an International Residential Codes installation, you don't need these loops. So if your top rail is 6 1/4 inches or less on your railing system, and going down the stairs, your intermediate post has an uninterrupted crossover component. Generally, in most areas, a secondary handrail is not needed for an International Residential Code installation. But if you're installing with a wood rail or a vinyl rail or a larger rail on composite or even a steel rail that does not have a crossover, and you're in a larger city where they enforce this code, you will need to add a secondary handrail system going down the stairs. There's two ways you can do this. Disregard this IBC installation here. What you can do is you look down here. There's one application is a tube with 2 wall returns. Another application is the CHR tube with 2 wall mounts, with the tube extending maybe 6 to 8 inches beyond the wall mount, and then putting an end cap on the tube. We're now ready to install this on an International Residential Code situation. For video purposes, I have this installed lower so it's easier to see, but generally the installation is going to be between 32 or 36 inches off the surface of the deck. Check your local codes. You're going to want to get the position of where the top wall return is going to be located, which is going to help me position where this is located. I have a mark on my post, and we're actually ready to install this wall return. This will install with 2 screws, and now that this is done, the rest of the apparatus can be removed. From this assembly, I can now determine the top bracket position and the length that I need to do the final cut on my CHR tube. So I've temporarily inserted this is not installed yet, temporarily inserted this over my wall return, and I'm able to do a dimension from this point to get my final cut length. I've now cut my CHR tube to the correct length. I'm going to use a rubber mallet, make sure it's seated in place properly at both locations, and I'm going to attach this bracket. See, I have 1 screw in place already, and the second screw is in place, and this style International Residential Code installation is completed. I'm now ready to install my second style of secondary handrail for International Residential Code installation, where this is going to use 2 wall mounts, and the graspable surface is going to extend in a straight form, and then there's going to be an end cap. So I've attached 1 bracket with 1 screw, so I have a little bit of swivel here since this is not permanently installed. I'm now ready to find the position of the top bracket at the top of the stairs. Again, this can be up to a 16-foot length, but we do want a wall mount every 6 foot. But on this span, it's just going to be 2 wall mounts. And this is going to help me determine the plane of this bracket and where it's positioned on the post. I've attached it with 1 screw, so I still have some flexibility. So with this in place, I'm ready to attach the rest of my screws to permanently mount both the top and the bottom bracket. We now have this angle correct on the top and the bottom bracket, so we're ready to install the last 2 screws on this wall mount. We're now ready to attach the continuous handrail to the wall mounts on both ends, and this is a stainless steel self-tapping screw coming up from the bottom. I obviously had 1 screw in place off camera. In this particular installation, the length between this bracket is totally determined by customer decision. There is nothing that is code about this, and we're ready to put the end caps in place. These are friction fit. So as you look at these 2 installations, this is the most popular of the 2 installations because for safety reasons, it doesn't catch a pocket or a purse or a fire hose. All this is also a very popular look and much easier to install. Again, it goes back to code preference and what the customer wants. And generally, in most installations, this is what is recommended for code, although we see a lot of this application as well. Thank you for watching this International Residential Code Continuous Handrail installation video. Have a great day.